Jim Cotta. Still one of my favorite action movies. What up YouTube, Nate here from Thriftdweller. How are you? I'm out of breath. Why am I out of breath? Today on the channel, a pickup video. It's been a while since I've seen everybody. Hopefully everyone's doing well. In COVID times, I'm about to go to bed, but I'm like, you know what, if I don't start shooting videos, I'm not gonna make videos. So, easiest thing for me to do is pick up videos. I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but here in Winnipeg, Canada, stores are opening up. Obviously every store now has like a mandatory face covering thing. I have a picture here. I went with my daughter, and just been picking up a lot of weird stuff. I think there's been a lot of pent up not shopping that I had to get off my chest. Picked up a lot of weird different things, and it'll all make sense after I go through it. But so because I haven't done a video in a while, I'm gonna start with like, I don't know what I'm gonna start with actually. Movies? Let's do movies on Thriftdweller, Monday Nitro pickups. Obviously you can see that I'm gonna have to do multiple videos. There's like more stuff under my desk here. Video games will probably be the last thing I'll shoot. But let me know in the comments below, how are you? Sorry, it's been a long time. My bad. It's my bad. Should I do VHS? I need Noah for this. I got a lot of weird VHS tapes. For some reason, like, I've noted people talking more about like horror VHS movies, and personally I love VHS tapes. That's when I started renting from the local video rental store, was VHS movies. And the one thing I remember really vividly is horror movies. It scared the crap out of me growing up. You know, you saw the movies like Dr. Giggles, People Beneath the Stairs, It. What also scared me a lot? Scanners. Scanners was pretty scary. So I don't know if I'm going to keep these movies or sell them on GenerationRetro.ca. That's the eBay store for our channel. But some interesting movies here, which I don't have much insight on. I'm posing here. This isn't like my jam. Scanners. This is actually really good condition. It still has like the outer cellophane wrapping, but it has been used. You can see right there. It's been open. This movie came out in Canada, but it's a Canadian release. Mallow film video, 1981. I'm sure I'm overlaying some clips of the movie here. There's something so right about watching horror movies on VHS, and I'm not the first, and I've heard that from like many people. When I did the podcast with Noah, sorry Noah, it's been a while since we've shot a podcast, he shares the same sentiment, and I'm sure there's other people out there. Let me know in the comments below. Watching horror movies on VHS tape, there's like nothing like it. If you grew up in our era, like, I think you can relate. Naked Lunch. This has the dude from RoboCop in it.
Thought you were finished with doing weird stuff.
I thought I was too.
Peter Weller. This movie came out in 1991, and from what I've read online, this is more of an uncommon. Had like a cult following 30 years ago or something, like before this movie was even shot, and this movie is already old, so.
Disgusting, they said. Pornographic, un-American trash. Now, 30 years later, Hollywood, in its infinite wisdom, has turned it into a movie.
Haven't heard much about it lately, but Naked Lunch. I'm sure Noah would have had so much information if he was here shooting. An uncommon animated film came out in 1993, Wizards. This is a VHS rental copy from Blockbuster. I think that's the next hot collectible, Blockbuster merch. Anyways, I never had Blockbuster when I was growing up. I had like the local video rental store. It's called Wizards. I miss Wizards. It was like a magical place when I was young, you know? That was my internet, right? That's where you got all your information. It was on VHS. Anyways, Ralph Bakshi's animated fantasy of good conquering evil. This looks like one of those like animated movies that were very popular back in the day that mixed a lot of like footage and overlaid animation over top of it, like the Lord of the Rings animated movie. But not like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's in a class of its own. That's some good shit. Cool World. Come on. Anyways, apparently this is a very uncommon movie from George A. Romero and Dario Argentino. I've never heard of this. I'm fronting again. Two Evil Eyes. This is from 1991. It's a pretty rough copy. I did look this up on eBay, like I tend to do all the other things that I pick up at the thrift store. Not a bad, like, completed sale price for this thing. Again, please let me know in the comments below if this is your jam. Educate Queen Nate, let me know, please, and thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, all these movies, by the way, $2 minus 20% off with my mother-in-law. She came with me that day that I bought these. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I kind of remember this movie. I haven't seen it, so I have my VHS hooked up over here to a CRT television for my kids. I'll watch it on there. Anyways, this is a really cool cover. Vague memories about this cover. It just looks cool. This is from 1987. Like, look at that picture. Come on. It's like Krampus. This is a family-friendly channel. Real quick, back in the day, I had I love my Uncle Chris, what's up? He used to make us watch horror movies. And one of the characters from my early years that haunted me was Leprechaun. Looking back on it now, it's not as, like, scary as I think it was when I was a kid. And I think this was the tail end of Leprechaun. Leprechaun in the Hood. Ice-T, man. Ice-T scary. Ice-T would scare me more than Leprechaun. Anyways, this one was actually $1. All VHS tapes at Goodwill or $1. Leprechaun in the Hood. I think I would rock. This poster would look cool in my room, actually. I would like that. Anyways, that's $1. I think, I'm not certain, but I picked this up. It was $3.99 at Valley Village. I don't know if that's focusing. Sorry. Original theatrical version, not like CGI Jabba the Hutt shit. None of that stuff. But these sell for a little bit more of a premium online. 1992 release. This is the 1992 release Trilogy. And the reason I picked this up, Star Wars Trilogy. This is when I first watched Star Wars. It was on VHS. It was lent to me by my Tita Joey. He lent me, I think Return of the Jedi was the first Star Wars movie I watched. Like, I grew up in the 80s, obviously, but, like, my memories are from the 90s. I think there's a whole thing about, like, born in the 80s, raised in the 90s. So, like, Star Wars came out in the 80s, and, you know, you watch movies or shows like Stranger Things, and you see the kids who grew up in the 80s, like, hardcore, raised in the 80s. Star Wars was their jam, and I never watched Star Wars until, like, 92, and it was already retro at that time, and I liked it. I really did. Fight me now, I think Star Trek is better, though. And VHS pickups. What the hell? Why am I picking up VHS tapes? Come on, man. Moving on, DVDs. I do love DVDs. I have this project I'm doing right now, inspired by Lester, quote-unquote, Les Flicks. He rips
the rippin' and the tearin', the rippin' and the tearin'.
He rips digital copies of media that he owns, because Netflix isn't reliable, according to Lester. It's kind of nice to have your own archived movie collection that you can watch at any time, and it's not controlled by anyone else. It's curated by you, Les Flicks. Lester and myself will trade, like, hard drives, and, you know, I have a bunch of movies around the floor. I've been ripping
the rippin' and the tearin', the rippin' and the tearin'.
because I don't want to keep them out. It take up a lot of space out there. You know, I want that space to be open, not just full of movies in my viewing area there. So I want to rip it all, and I want to have them available digitally. Netflix. Anyways, Noah recommended Robotech to me in a podcast, and I promised him I would watch it. And this one is Collection 2 Legacy, the Macross saga. I don't know. I have no clue. But apparently, like, the different seasons follow a different generation of people. I hope I'm thinking of the right, like, anime franchise. Q&A, you're anime unexpert. Okay, I got lots of games here. I actually got some really good games, but we'll save that for another video. But yeah, Lester and I have been hoarding DVDs. Kind of weird. I don't know. Flash sale, Salvation, Goodwill. Never mind, Goodwill flash sale, 50% off all media. Their DVDs there are $2.99, so $1.50 Canadian, which is already, you know, savings for our American friends out there. Tropic Thunder. I wanted to talk about this. I got it on DVD. Yes, I know. I don't have it on Blu-ray. Kind of have this rule: if I get it on Blu-ray, I get rid of my inferior copies. But I wanted to have some copy of Tropic Thunder. To me, this is kind of like a bookend, almost. They discussed it on the Joe Rogan podcast. Of like, you can't make a movie like this today. I don't want to say like the world is softer. The world is more aware of marginalized people, let's say. And that movie doesn't really hold back. You know, it crosses a lot of lines. Robert Downey Jr. is doing blackface in that movie.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump. Slow, yes, retarded, maybe, braces on his legs, but he charmed the pants off next to him and he won a ping pong competition. That ain't retarded. He was a goddamn war hero. Right. You know any retarded war heroes? You went full retard, man.
That wouldn't fly today, obviously. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think the world is progressing, but I laugh a lot at that movie. I will say it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. Phantom of the Paradise on DVD. What I love about this is from Valley Village actually. $2.99, $3.99. Their movies are like $4 now, Canadian. Get out of town. Anyways, Halloween's coming close. This is a very recent pickup actually, and Valley Village will put out all their horror stuff, so it's just more easily, you know, to find and stuff. Anyways, that's more of an uncommon movie. Again, going back to eBay sales, I know, and I love horror movies. I love bad horror movies. Like I said, I grew up renting movies from the video rental store. Not all the movies are great. A lot of B movies out there. When all the A-tier movies are gone, all I was left was the older, you know, B movies. And I love that type of stuff. And Jim Cotta. It's like still one of my favorite action movies. Boogeyman 2. I haven't seen Boogeyman 1. But anyways, this was $1.50 from Goodwill. It's like a hole in the barcode there. Makes me wonder if this is like a destroyed copy or something like that. Yeah, unrated director's cut. I don't know. Kind of related, but not necessarily. One of the... I love subsets. And I think a really cool DVD subset to collect for is like the Dimension Extreme movies. Like those are... Diary of the Dead, I think, is one. Eden Lake. That whole series. I think that'd be a fun subset of movies to collect for. Let me know in the comments below. Anyways. DC or Die is going to hate me. Big Bang Theory. 50% off. I think one of the best values you can get at the thrift store are obviously seasons, television show seasons. You get so much media for... Sometimes they just charge a regular DVD price and you have like 400 hours worth of like shows or entertainment. That's a great deal for me. Anyways, these are, you can see this one here. This is season 6 DVD of The Big Bang Theory, and half price of $5, so $2.50 for an entire season of a television show. I think that's a fantastic deal. And Big Bang Theory, the 5th season, again, you can see here, $4.99, $4.99, and this is complete. So $2.50 for a complete season. I miss you guys. I have more COVID stories. I want to hear some of your stuff, how you guys are doing too. Let me know in the comments below. I hung out with Lester Need a couple times since, you know, the pandemic stuff's quieted down in our city. So I kind of want to share those stories too. That will be discussed on future pickup videos. And yeah, really some really surprising pickups at the thrift store. Maybe stay tuned. I'm sorry if I slur my words. It's just how I usually talk, but when it's nighttime, I get even worse. Big giant bag here from Valley Village is the DVD pickups. Oh, there's one more movie in here. This is a good day. This bag was a good day. They had GameCube games. Teaser alert. I didn't know they had this. Maple Syrup pickup of the video. One of my favorite series when I was a kid. The Chronicles of Narnia. The BBC production. They did, you know, all the books. Oh, I haven't read the books. I've only watched the show. But if you haven't seen it yet, they're really corny, they're really campy, but I love them. I think it's more of a nostalgia play for me. But I didn't know they remastered these on the back. Remastered editions. Anyways, that's it. For real. Sign off. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Nate from Thriftdweller. Peace. Take care of yourselves and each other. Look at this hair, man. I've turned into Tito Nate, man. This is so Filipino. You know, if I grow my hair out long, it does this thing where it like makes a big whoop and comes down in like rounds over my head. You know, it's so bad.